Hello and happy Wednesday. It has been so long since we have done one of these midweek check ins. So if you are here live or catching the replay, let us know in the chat. Say hello. I'd love to be able to say hi. And for those of you who haven't been around for what feels like 1,000 years, we used to do this every single Wednesday night. Anybody in the comments, anyone that OG that you've been around that you remember the midweek check ins? The midweek check-ins way back in the day, we did every Wednesday night. I would go live from my apartment, and we would just chat about what was going on, how was the week going, what were all the different things that were happening, were we frustrated? And that turned into all of these wonderful things that ended up being the podcast that we know and love today. So I had a few minutes to kill, and I just wanted to pop in and just figure out the vibe. How are we doing? I know that this time of year can be absolutely wild, and I wanted to say hi and see how we're doing. Let me know in the chat, how would you describe your week so far with one word? Mine has been chaos. Good chaos, if I was able to use more than one word. But it's been a lot. We are in the thick of planning for the sixth summit that we've ever hosted, which feels wild. The Elementary Music Summit January refresh is happening as the name feels, in January 17th and 18th. We're going to be opening up registration on January 1st. But if you head over to thatmusicteacher.com/summit, you can join the waitlist now. So you are the first one to know when we announce the details of our January summit. So I see we have some more people popping on. If you could do me a favor, first of all, if you could let me know in the chat that you can hear me, because every once in a while I do one of these and nobody hears me because I forgot to turn on the microphone. Good. We're doing good so far. But we have a lot going on. So January 17th and 18th, we're having the Elementary Music Summit, January refresh, and it is going to be an absolute blast. But with that being said, we've been really busy here at Team That Music Teacher, and there's been a lot going on. We've been collecting all of the stuff that we need from our speakers and our affiliates and our wonderful sponsors, and just all of that takes some time. And a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, after our July summit, we actually moved our entire website to a different platform. And it's been great, but that means this time when we're launching the summit, we have to start from scratch and build every single web page from scratch. And I forgot just how many web pages that there actually are. So we've been doing a lot of building behind the scenes, and it's been really, really, it's been a lot of work, but I'm really excited because I know I say this every year. I know I do. But I feel like this is gonna be our best and biggest summit yet. So again, this is gonna be number 6. We're somehow on 2 hands now, of summits that we've hosted, and I think this one's gonna be, it's gonna absolutely blow you away. The speakers that we have lined up this time around are phenomenal. Cannot wait to be able to finally share those speakers with you. The sessions are great. Um, it's gonna be really impactful. It's gonna be stuff that you can apply to your classroom the next day. You're not gonna have to wait 1,000 years, and it's really going to, I hope at least, propel you into the next semester with a lot of momentum behind you. And I know we have a lot of Australian friends that like to join us for the January summit because that's a great opportunity to start their school year. So I'm really excited to be able to welcome y'all again, to the summit. So again, registration opens January 1st, but if you head on over to thatmusicteacher.com/summit, you can join the waitlist. So you are one of the first to know when we open up registration, so you can get yourself some free professional development along the way. I don't know about you, but this time of year always just feels like absolute chaos. So I want to invite you to just take a moment and breathe. Acknowledge that you might be stressed right now. Accept it, welcome it. Take a breath and notice the things that are happening that are actually really cool. Because I know one thing that I did all the time this time of year when I was in the classroom was I was so caught up in the chaos and the stress and the behavior management that might ramp up as we get closer to break, that I forgot to recognize those opportunities where really cool things happen, or those opportunities where a student that has never lit up before is lighting up, or those opportunities where it's just pure joy in our classroom. So I want to invite you for a moment to take a second, think about your past day. And what are some of those magical moments that you might have missed or that might have slipped through the cracks because, well, right after that, Johnny decided to go jumping through the air and knock down all of your glockenspiels, right? What are those moments that, when you really think about it objectively, are just those magical moments? Because again, this time of year is the perfect opportunity for us to forget those because there's so much chaos. You might have just finished a performance, or you might be getting ready for a January performance, or you're still in the thick of it and you're doing caroling and this, that, and the other thing, or you might have schedule changes due to X, Y, and Z. So give yourself a little bit of an opportunity to pause, take a breath, recognize what's going right, and enjoy what you're doing. Because this time of year, especially, we need to remind ourselves that we like what we do. We might not like everything that is involved with it. There might be parts of it that drive us absolutely bonkers. But the reality is I would hope that most of us love what we do at the core. And it's just those other things that are getting in the way. And those other things are really what we're hoping to cover in the Elementary Music Summit January refresh. So again, it's going to be January 17th and 18th, 2026, a Saturday and a Sunday. If you can't join us live, we do have free replays available for 24 hours. But we are going to have over 8 hours of professional development specifically created for elementary music teachers like you and I. So if you want to be the first to know about that when we open up registrations, you can grab your free ticket. Head on over to thatmusicteacher.com/summit. Registration will open up on January 1st, and it is going to be an absolute blast. So with that being said, thank you so much for joining me today. Or if you're catching the replay, you can still say hi. I'd love to comment with you back and forth a little bit. But I want to thank you for being a part of this online community of music education, for being a music teacher in general, and just for being awesome. And as a reminder, thank you so much for making a difference in the lives of the students.